Illinois is a state filled with history, but not all of it is peaceful. Some places here are known for strange noises, ghost sightings, and things that can't be explained. From abandoned asylums and old prisons to haunted cemeteries and hotels, many people believe spirits from the past still walk among us. We'll explore some of the most haunted places in Illinois, each one with its own scary and unforgettable tale. Number 1. McPike Mansion in Alton, Illinois, is one of the most haunted houses in the state. Built in 1869 by Henry McPike, a former mayor of Alton, the mansion has a long and mysterious past. Over the years, it has stood empty and run down, and many believe that ghosts now call it home. With a history of death, sorrow, and strange events, the house has become a popular spot for ghost hunters and brave visitors looking for paranormal activity. One of the most famous ghost stories involves a woman believed to be the spirit of Sarah McPike, Henry's wife. People have seen a woman in a long dress looking out the windows or walking through the halls. She is quiet and disappears quickly when someone gets close. Another spooky tale comes from the old wine cellar. Visitors say they've seen shadowy figures move around in the dark and heard whispers when no one else was speaking. Some say the air becomes icy cold even in the summer. There are reports of doors opening and closing by themselves. A group on a ghost tour saw a heavy door swing shut on its own, even though there was no wind and no one nearby. A photographer taking pictures inside the mansion later found a strange mist in one photo, shaped like a person. No one saw anything unusual at the time, but the image clearly showed something standing in the hallway. Some people have felt touched or pushed while walking through the mansion. One woman said she felt a hand on her shoulder, but when she turned around, no one was there. With so many ghost stories and strange experiences, it's no wonder that McPike Mansion is believed to be haunted. The spirits of the past seem to remain in the house, making it one of the most mysterious and chilling places in Illinois. Number 2. Peoria State Hospital in Bartonville, Illinois, is one of the most haunted places in the state. It was opened in the early 1900s as a mental hospital, also known as the Illinois Asylum for the Incurable Insane. Over the years, thousands of patients lived and died there. While it was known for treating patients better than other hospitals at the time, many people still suffered greatly. Because of the emotional pain, tragic deaths, and years of sadness, many believe the spirits of former patients still haunt the old hospital buildings today. One of the most famous ghost stories is about a man named Manuel Bookbinder, also called Old Book. He worked at the hospital and was very kind to the patients. When he died, it's said that many patients and staff saw his ghost crying near the cemetery during his funeral. Even today, visitors say they feel a deep sadness or see a figure kneeling near his old grave. Some visitors have seen shadow figures standing by the windows or walking across the halls. One man said he watched a shadow walk into a locked room and then disappear. A group of investigators once saw an old wheelchair move on its own. They left it in the hallway and watched as it slowly rolled into a room with no slope or wind. With so many scary experiences and a long, sad history, Peoria State Hospital is believed to be truly haunted. The spirits of the past still seem to walk the halls, making it a chilling place full of ghostly memories. Number 3. The Hunley House in Carbondale, Illinois, is known as one of the most haunted homes in the area. Built in the early 1900s, this beautiful yet eerie house has a dark history that many believe led to its ghostly activity. In 1928, the home's original owner, Mayor William Hunley, and his wife were found murdered inside the house. The crime was never solved, and some say their restless spirits still haunt the place to this day. Because of this violent past, strange and frightening things are often reported by those who enter. One of the most well-known stories is about ghostly footsteps heard on the stairs at night. People who have stayed there or worked in the house say they hear someone slowly walking up and down the steps, even when no one else is in the building. Another chilling story comes from a guest who claimed to see a man in an old-fashioned suit standing in the hallway. When the guest spoke to him, the man didn't answer and vanished into the wall. One woman said she heard two people having a conversation in the next room, but when she opened the door, it was completely empty. There is also a tale of lights flickering for no reason and doors opening by themselves. A former caretaker said that she would close and lock all the doors at night, only to find them wide open again in the morning. The spirits of its former residents may still be trying to share their story, making the house both historic and deeply chilling. Number 4. The Crenshaw House in Equality, Illinois, is one of the most haunted places in the Midwest. Also known as the Old Slave House, it holds a dark and painful history. In the 1800s, the house was owned by John Crenshaw, a wealthy man who ran salt mines. Even though slavery was illegal in Illinois, Crenshaw used slave labor in secret. He kept kidnapped African Americans locked in small rooms in the attic. Many of them suffered and died there. Because of this cruel past, people believe the house is haunted by the spirits of those who were mistreated. One of the most chilling stories is about people hearing loud banging and chains dragging across the attic floor. Even when the attic is empty, the sounds continue. Tourists and workers have reported the noise many times, especially late at night. Another scary story involves the sounds of crying. Visitors claim to hear soft weeping coming from the attic rooms, where the captives were kept. Some believe it's the ghost of a young girl who died there, her spirit forever trapped in sorrow. A woman once visited the house and fainted in the attic. She later said she felt a heavy pressure on her chest, like someone was sitting on her. Others have described sudden headaches and nausea that go away as soon as they leave the building. Many believe the spirits of the past are still there, trying to tell their story from beyond the grave. Number 5. Cave in Rock State Park in Illinois may look peaceful today, but many believe it's one of the most haunted places in the state. The park sits on the edge of the Ohio River and is known for its large, natural cave. In the 1800s, the cave was used by river pirates and outlaws who would trick and kill travelers passing by on boats. Some say the spirits of these victims still haunt the cave and the nearby woods. One of the most told stories is about Samuel Mason, a former pirate and criminal who used the cave as his hideout. He and his gang would invite people into the cave and then rob and murder them. Locals believe Mason's ghost still walks the cave, especially at night. Visitors say they've seen a man in old clothing watching them from the shadows, only to disappear when they turn on a flashlight. Another chilling story is about a woman who lost her husband to the pirates. She came to the cave searching for him but was never seen again. Some hikers say they've heard a woman crying near the mouth of the cave. Her voice is soft and sad, and it always fades away when someone gets close. A few campers have reported hearing whispers in the middle of the night, even when no one else was around. One man said he heard someone calling his name from inside the cave, but when he went in, it was empty. Some tourists say they feel an invisible force pushing or tapping them as they explore the cave. These strange touches make people feel watched and uneasy, even when they're with a group. Number 6. Elmwood Cemetery in Centralia, Illinois, is known as one of the most haunted cemeteries in the state. Many people believe it's haunted because of its tragic past and the strange, chilling things that happen there. One of the most famous ghosts said to haunt the cemetery is Violin Annie, a young girl named Annie who died in the early 1900s. She was known for playing the violin beautifully, and after her death, her family placed a statue of her holding a violin on her grave. Over the years, many visitors have claimed to hear soft violin music late at night, even though no one is around. Some even say they've seen the statue move slightly or glow in the moonlight. A group once went to Elmwood Cemetery after dark to see if the ghost stories were true. One of them took a picture near a tall tree, and later, when they looked at the photo, there was a woman's face floating behind them. None of them saw anyone there while taking the photo. A local man who works as a groundskeeper says he refuses to go near certain graves after sunset. He claims he's heard crying and soft footsteps behind him, but when he turns around, no one is there. He once saw a white figure move between the gravestones and disappear. All these stories, passed down by locals and visitors, make Elmwood Cemetery a chilling place. Number 7. Robinson Woods in Chicago, Illinois, is not just a peaceful forest, it is believed to be one of the city's most haunted places. This forest preserve is located near the Des Plaines River and is known for its connection to Native American history. In the 1800s, Chief Alexander Robinson and his family were buried on the land. Though the area is beautiful, many visitors have shared creepy and unexplained experiences that make people believe the land is haunted by spirits from the past. One of the most common ghost stories is about strange lights floating through the woods at night. People have seen glowing orbs moving between the trees, with no clear source. Some believe these lights are the spirits of Native Americans who still watch over the land. Hikers and campers say the sounds of drumming and chanting in the middle of the night come from deep in the forest, but when they try to follow them, the noise stops suddenly. One man shared that he saw a shadowy figure standing by a tree and watching him. When he tried to get a closer look, the figure vanished into thin air. A group of visitors once claimed they heard footsteps following them. They ran out of the woods in fear after one of them felt a hand on their shoulder, but again, no one was behind them. Number 8. The original Springs Hotel in Oakville, Illinois, is known not just for its old charm and mineral baths, but also for its ghost stories. Built in the 1800s, the hotel was once a popular place for people to come and relax, especially for the healing powers of the spring water. Over the years, many guests have come and gone, but some seem to have never checked out. Locals and visitors believe that the hotel is haunted by the spirits of people who died there long ago or had strong emotional ties to the place. One of the most famous ghost stories is about a woman in old-fashioned clothes who appears in the hallways late at night. She is often seen near room 350 and sometimes in the dining room, gently gliding past without a sound. Guests say she looks peaceful but disappears quickly if approached. Another spooky tale involves the sound of music coming from the ballroom, even when it's empty and locked. Several staff members have heard piano music and soft laughter echoing late at night, but no one is ever found inside. Another visitor shared that their suitcase was moved across the room while they were out. They had left it by the bed, but came back to find it near the door. With so many strange happenings and unexplained events, many believe that the original Springs Hotel is home to more than just history. Number 9. Ashmore Estates in Ashmore, Illinois, is one of the most haunted buildings in the Midwest. It was built in the late 1800s as part of the Coles County Poor Farm, a place where the sick, poor, and mentally ill were sent to live. Later, it became a psychiatric hospital where many patients lived and died. With its long history of suffering, illness, and death, many people believe the spirits of former residents never left. Visitors, ghost hunters, and former staff have reported many strange and scary things over the years. One of the most common ghost stories is about a little girl spirit named Elva. People say she wanders the halls and plays with small toys left behind. Some visitors claim to have heard a child laughing or felt a tug on their clothes, even when no children were around. Another story comes from a man who was exploring the building and saw a shadow figure run across the hallway in front of him. When he followed, the hallway was completely empty. Others have seen similar dark shapes moving quickly in and out of rooms. Many people have reported hearing voices coming from empty rooms. A paranormal group recorded whispers and even full sentences, like someone calling for help or asking, "Where am I?" With all these scary and unexplained events, Ashmore Estates is truly a place filled with haunted energy. Number 10. The Rose Hotel in Elizabethtown, Illinois, is one of the oldest hotels in the state, and many believe it is haunted. Built in the early 1800s, the hotel sits along the Ohio River and has hosted many guests over the years. Some say that not all the guests ever left. With its long history and many stories of strange happenings, people believe spirits from the past still walk its halls. One popular ghost story is about a woman in a long dress who is seen looking out from an upstairs window. Guests and workers say she appears in the same room at night, staring out at the river as if she's waiting for someone to return. Some guests have reported their doors opening and closing by themselves. One man even said his locked door opened slowly during the night, but no one was in the hallway. He left the hotel early the next morning, too frightened to stay another night. There's also a story about an old rocking chair that moves on its own. A couple staying in one of the rooms said they heard the creaking sound of the chair rocking back and forth, even though no one was sitting in it. People have also felt cold spots in warm rooms or felt like someone was watching them, even when they were alone. One guest said they heard a soft voice whisper their name, but no one else was around. Its long and mysterious past seems to live on through the spirits that refuse to leave. Number 11. The Pulaski County Courthouse in Mound City, Illinois, may seem like just another government building, but many people believe it is haunted. The courthouse was built in the 1800s and has seen many serious events, including trials, punishments, and even deaths. Some say that the spirits of people who never got justice, or who suffered inside its walls, still remain there. Over the years, visitors, workers, and even police officers have shared chilling stories of ghostly activity. One common story involves the sound of someone typing in an old office that hasn't been used in years. A worker said they heard the clicking of typewriter keys and soft whispers behind the door, but when they opened it, the room was cold and dark with no one inside. Some say a shadow figure moves around the judge's bench. One person who visited during a tour said they saw a black shape glide across the courtroom and vanish near the old witness stand. There's also a story about a woman in a long dress who is seen on the second floor. She appears sad and sometimes seems to be crying quietly in the hallway. Some believe she may have lost a family member during a trial and her spirit never left. Lights flickering on and off is another common event. A janitor once said the lights in the hallway kept turning off and on by themselves, even though he was the only one in the building. With its long and often dark history, many believe the Pulaski County Courthouse is haunted by restless spirits still seeking justice or peace. The strange sounds and ghostly sightings continue to scare and fascinate those who enter. Number 12. Devil's Bake Oven near Tower Rock in Illinois stands above the Mississippi River and has a deep cave-like opening in its side. Long ago, Native Americans and early settlers believed it was a place of evil spirits. They said the strange winds, shadows, and echoes from inside the rocks were signs that something dark lived there. The name Devil's Bake Oven came from the belief that the devil himself used the hot, dark cave as a home or trap for lost souls. One ghost story tells of a group of river pirates who hid near Tower Rock in the early 1800s. They robbed and killed travelers, then threw their bodies into the river near the bake oven. People say that on foggy nights, you can hear splashing in the water and see ghostly figures trying to climb back onto the shore. Locals have also reported strange lights floating around the rocks at night. Some believe these are ghostly lanterns carried by spirits of those who died trying to cross the river or were murdered by outlaws. One man shared a story of camping near the site and hearing footsteps circling his tent, but when he looked out, no one was there. He packed up and left before morning. There's also a tale of a ghost dog with glowing red eyes that guards the cave entrance. Visitors say it growls and then vanishes into the rock. These strange happenings make Devil's Bake Oven a terrifying place filled with haunted energy and ghost stories passed down through generations. Number 13. Showmen's Rest in Chicago, located inside Woodlawn Cemetery, is a peaceful-looking area with a sad and tragic past that many believe has led to ghostly activity. In 1918, a circus train crashed in Indiana, killing over 80 performers. Many of them were buried at Showmen's Rest because their bodies could not be identified. Giant elephant statues mark the graves, giving the spot an eerie and unforgettable feeling. People say the spirits of the lost circus performers still linger, making Showmen's Rest a place filled with both sorrow and mystery. One of the most well-known ghost stories is the sound of phantom elephants. Even though there are no animals in the area today, visitors have reported hearing the stomping of large feet and the distant trumpeting of elephants, especially at night. Another chilling tale is about ghostly laughter. People walking near the graves have heard giggles, clown-like chuckles, and the sound of carnival music playing softly in the background. When they turn to look, there's no one there. A night security guard once claimed he saw a ghostly acrobat doing flips near one of the headstones. He said it looked like a real person until it disappeared in front of his eyes. One woman said her hair was tugged lightly while she stood near the elephant statues. With so many tragic deaths and unmarked graves, it's no surprise that Showmen's Rest has become known for its ghost stories. Number 14. Manteno State Hospital in Manteno, Illinois, was opened in 1930 as a large mental health facility and quickly grew to hold thousands of patients. Over the years, many people died there from illness, neglect, or mistreatment. In the 1930s, an outbreak of typhoid fever spread through the hospital, killing many patients and staff. Because of this dark and painful history, many believe that spirits of the dead still haunt the old buildings and grounds. One of the most chilling ghost stories is about voices heard in the empty hallways. Visitors say they have heard people crying, screaming, or whispering, even though no one else is around. Some say it sounds like patients calling for help. Another scary tale involves the underground tunnels that connect different parts of the hospital. These tunnels were once used to move patients and supplies. People have reported seeing shadowy figures and hearing footsteps echoing through the dark, even when the tunnels are supposed to be sealed off. Some visitors have seen a woman in a hospital gown walking near the old wards. One person said they saw her standing at a window, but when they went inside to look, the room was empty. There are also stories of doors slamming shut on their own and lights flickering in rooms without power. One former security guard said his flashlight stopped working near one of the old buildings and he heard someone whisper his name in the dark. Others have seen objects move by themselves. A group of explorers said they left a chair in the center of a room and came back minutes later to find it turned around and pushed against the wall. Some people feel sick or dizzy while walking through certain parts of the grounds. They say it feels like something heavy is pressing on their chest. With so many terrifying experiences and a long, tragic history, it's no surprise that Manteno State Hospital is thought to be haunted. Many believe the spirits of patients still wander the grounds, unable to find peace. Number 15. The Choate Mental Health and Developmental Center in Anna, Illinois, has long been rumored to be haunted. It was built in the 1800s and has served as a mental hospital for many years. Over time, the building has seen sadness, suffering, and even death. Some patients were kept in poor conditions in the past, and others died under mysterious circumstances. Because of this dark history, many believe that the spirits of former patients still haunt the halls of the hospital. One of the most well-known ghost stories is about the sound of screaming late at night. Staff and visitors have reported hearing painful cries and moans coming from empty rooms. When they go to check, the area is silent and no one is there. Another story tells of a woman in a hospital gown who appears in the hallway near the old wing of the building. People say she looks lost and confused. When someone tries to speak to her, she suddenly vanishes into the wall. Some workers say they've seen shadow figures moving quickly past open doorways. A nurse reported that she once followed what she thought was a patient, only to find that no one had entered the room. There are also reports of cold spots in certain areas of the building, even during the summer. One guard said he felt a sudden freezing chill on his neck, followed by the feeling of someone breathing behind him, though he was alone. An old elevator in the building is said to move by itself. Staff have claimed it goes up and down without being called, often stopping on the same floor where a patient once died. Another strange tale comes from a visitor who said the lights flickered wildly while they walked through the hallway, and they heard whispering voices say their name. They left the building quickly and refused to return. With its long history of pain and mystery, Choate Mental Health Center has become known as one of the most haunted places in southern Illinois. Many believe the spirits of those who once suffered there are still trapped, searching for peace.